Hello, everybody. It's Danielle from Wusa Holistic Health Coaching. I just have to start off by saying sorry I've been missing for a couple days, but if you've been following me at all, you must know why, and you can probably imagine that there was obviously things were getting very uncomfortable as I started detoxing more and more of those negative emotions. So I thought that I would piggyback off what we've been talking about and then bring in another conversation that we've had a couple other times about feminine energy and tell you what one thing has to do with the other when it comes to stored negative emotions and what they can do to us. Have you ever heard somebody say, so-and-so makes me sick, or so-and-so makes me nauseous, or so-and-so gave me a heart attack? You know, that's the first thing I want to address. Something that I had to learn the hard way is that nobody has the power to make us sick unless we give our power away and don't have any boundaries in place to let other people's negative emotion affect us to the point where we are now taking on things that don't belong to us. And then that in turn could make us sick. But the bottom line is we make ourselves sick. So I just want to make that clear when I go into the suffering that has happened with me for over a week now. Once it's been revealed to me that I've been storing negative emotions in my abdomen for probably, now that I'm thinking about it, it's probably been decades. Because so much of what has happened to me, now that I've done the research and I've been working on it, it has to do with living outside of my feminine energy. It comes back to not living the way that I was created by the Creator. To be the soft one, to be the weaker vessel, to be the one that's provided for and protected. I allowed that. And so me storing up how I truly felt about it inside my body for all these years, why did it choose to raise its ugly head in the last week and a half? I have no idea. But what I will say is, like I said before, when I do have a malfunction, it's usually pretty crazy. Like, these symptoms I've never really heard of before. They came out of nowhere, like maybe 7 egg-shaped cysts throughout my abdomen, hurt like something I can't even tell you, causing nausea, vomiting, excruciating discomfort and pain until I started working on it. And I'm now gone from looking like I'm about 7-8 months pregnant to only maybe 3 months. So, and it's shrinking so fast, guys. And the reason I want to share that is because who knew you could shrink any kind of a cyst without any kind of surgical intervention, and you can do it fast. So for the people who have not watched the previous videos talking about the situation that popped up where I've been storing suppressed rage, deep sadness, and undigested negativity in my stomach, I've been using organic cold pressed castor oil stored in glass bottles. You want to make sure if you're going to try to dissolve something like a bone spur or a cyst or anything like that, and you're using the castor oil method, and you're going to soak the cotton and you're going to wrap the area and you're going to put heat. In this situation, my body wanted heat with it. Sometimes it wanted heat with it. Sometimes it didn't. Sometimes it wanted the tea tree essential oil medical grade with it. Sometimes it didn't. If you're going to place that or whatever, you got to, check and see what's going on with your body. Obviously, sometimes my skin was getting kind of irritated from too much tea tree, so I just backed off and just went straight back to the castor oil. But who knew that castor oil had such magical, miraculous, just results? I've mentioned before that I had to get rid of cysts in the past, but using the castor oil pack was not what I did back then, but that's what I'm doing now, and it is working. So I just want to share that for those of you who are thinking about going under the knife to get rid of any kind of thing that looks like a knot or a cyst or a bump underneath the skin, that there is an alternative way that you can at least try. Don't go under the knife immediately. If you choose to get surgery at the end of the day, go for it. That's just not what I wanted to do. I wanted to take care of this holistically and naturally and work with the way my body was designed, which is to heal itself once I remove the blockages. And in this case, the blockages were negative emotions that I've stored forever. Now let me talk about how I kind of failed myself when it came to my feminine energy. Now, mind you, I didn't do any of this on purpose. I just didn't have a clue. You know, young girls get married. All they want to do is please their husband. They don't know that, you know, oh, scientifically, if I do certain behaviors, I'm going to screw up my nervous system. We don't know that stuff as young girls. We're just trying to like be happy and whatever. So if there's this pile of stuff that has to get done, and maybe we just jump over there and take care of it, having no thought that maybe I haven't got any business over there doing that job that was built and made for a man to take care of. So no blame to anybody but me for not understanding that what I was doing was harming myself. But the other part is, how did I feel about it? That's the part that got stored. Because what ends up happening is when you aren't living the way you were truly made to live, subconsciously there's resentment that can get built in there, which is another negative emotion that is not good for us. Any kind of resentment or bitterness because we're forced to do things, or we do things that we shouldn't. Yeah, we're gonna pay a price for that at some point, and I'm paying now. So why am I telling you guys this? Because I don't want you to go through it. It's not been cute. It's not been pretty. It has been so painful. I would even go so far as to say it's been horrific. But I'm coming through to the other side of it, and it's been barely just over, like it started. So yesterday was Sunday. So the previous Sunday was when the pains hit, and I was like, what is happening to me? And then the bubbles under my skin, or the bumps or knots or whatever we're gonna call them, they just started getting bigger and more pronounced. And it was like my body was just screaming like, help, help, help. And that's when I started going to work, working on myself, the same way that I would work on one of my clients, using body mapping and muscle testing and all the things that I do. So then I go back to my kinesiologist that I've had for so long, and then I say, hey, check my work. I just want to make sure that these answers that I got from my research and looking things up are the same as what you get. Yes, they match perfectly. So now I need to go into, well, what are we going to do about it? I got to reverse this, and I am not the most patient, so I got to do it as quickly as possible, because I know that I've got to be in an airplane in a week, and I don't got time for this. So not only that, who wants to be suffering unnecessarily? So I want to talk about I wanted to tell you about the power of castor oil, because maybe you do have a bone spur. Maybe you've got a knot somewhere. Maybe you just never heard of a castor oil pack, but please Google it, go on YouTube, see all the wonderful things that it does. There is a doctor who I love to listen to her content. Her name is Barbara O'Neill. She has a lot of beautiful content on castor oil and some of the work that they're finding that it's doing, even to correct and reverse eyesight, get rid of cataracts, floaties on the eyes, all kinds of cool stuff is happening with castor oil. But again, make sure it's organic, cold pressed, in glass. I even like my glass bottle to be dark. So that's what I'm using, and it's working beautifully. I am able to sit up so much more comfortably at my kitchen counter. When the last couple days, the pain was a little bit too much for me to sit like this, but today I can do it. Whereas I think the last couple videos, I think I was in a car, so it was easier. But I didn't leave my house yesterday. I don't think I barely left my bed. But I'm much better today, and I expect to be sleeping better, because when you're trying to sleep and you've got all these kind of bumps on your stomach, it's hard to know which way to lean. In the night, sometimes you might turn over and forget, oh, ow, there's a really painful one over there, and then it wakes you up out of your sleep. And the thing of it is that we have to remember is the magic of the healing things that happen when you sleep. So when you have something malfunctioning and you don't get good sleep, you slow down the healing. So I'm so grateful that the healing is happening, which means that my sleep will be better each day moving forward. So a lot going on, guys. I'm so grateful for this work. I'm so grateful to be able to be the case study for my clients and for all of you who are listening, because there's always another way to take care of something. We don't have to go straight to the pills, straight to the surgery, straight to cutting stuff out, cutting stuff off. You don't have to do that. But if you choose to, I will repeat what I said before. That is your choice. I am not your doctor. This is not, your body is not my body. My body is my body. This is how I choose to handle my health and well-being. I don't want to go, I prefer to go through life with all of the parts that I was originally created with. I believe that they all serve a purpose. I know that there are people that are like, oh yeah, next year I'm gonna get the gallbladder. I got the appendix out this week, but next year I'm gonna get a full hysterectomy. There's people that literally get something taken out every year, and I'm thinking, what would we ever have it for? If we're going to just take our tonsils out, take our adenoids out, take this out, take that out, it's like, what is going on? We were created with those things and they all serve a purpose. So to me, I want to keep my stuff if at all possible. That's where I'm coming from. And so I don't remove something without dealing with the underlying issue. And for me, in this case, the underlying issues were that I was living in my masculine energy for way too long. And it wasn't just that I was living in my masculine, that apparently I had some really bad feelings about it. Apparently I felt some suppressed rage. I felt some deep sadness. I felt some undigested negative feelings and emotion. Maybe it was some resentment, because at the end of the day, when you're a girl, you want to be able to be the girl. You know, you want to be able to feel like you're being provided for, being protected through life. And that's how I grew up. And, you know, when you grow up with parents, you end up with certain sets of values. But also with my personality type being the teacher, the helper, the coach personality type, the first thing that I always do if somebody needs something is I'm going to help. So I'm not going to necessarily, my go-to is not going to be like, but I'm going to help, but is it going to kick me out of my feminine energy? Well, you better believe I'm going to be doing that now, because the price that I paid for not considering my feminine energy, my needs, how my body works and what works best for me as a female, the price is high. The price is very high. And so my life, you know, moving forward is probably going to look very different, because the communication of this malfunction was so loud and so drastically crazy that I have to do something different. I can't ignore what I've been going through for over a week now. It's not ignorable. And it's so apparent to me now in this situation how women were designed to live, and that they were meant to be protected and they were meant to be provided for. And when that does not happen, they will get so sick, and it may not even make sense how sick they're getting. But if it goes on for years and years and years, and you're holding negative feelings about it secretly inside. Now, mind you, I didn't know that any of that was the case until it was just revealed to me. But, you know, had I known, of course, I would have done something about it long ago. But the thing of it is your body's only going to release certain information to you in doses that you can handle. And prior to this happening, apparently my body said, you're not ready. So I just have to deal with it as it comes and honor the fact that my body is kept score. The body doesn't lie. Feelings buried alive never die. Wonderful, wonderful books if you're interested in any of those. There's stories inside of every single malfunction. There's stories that are being told about things that have happened to us, traumas that we've endured, adverse childhood events and experiences, stories all over our body. So don't ignore them. Guys, don't ignore the communication that your body is telling you. Take care of it. Find somebody who does work like I do. I'm not saying it has to be me, but I am saying if you want to know more about this work and how it works and why it works, feel free to go to my website, woosacoaching.com. Shoot me a message. I will give you a free call. If you're curious about what it is to work with me one-on-one, obviously it's much deeper than the conversations that I have here for the general public, whoever's interested. But this work is so important, because when I think about what I've been through for the past 8 years, and I think to myself, I've got to get on here. I've got to talk to these ladies, because their central nervous systems are shot. Their adrenal glands are shot. They're dumping cortisol all over the place. They don't know that so much of it could be fixed if we get out of our masculine energy and get back into being feminine, soft, gentle. Take a nap, slow down, sit down somewhere, ask for help, let somebody do something with you. Stop opening the pickle jar. Let some man do it. Don't stop taking out the trash. Let some guy do it. Stop hauling groceries and shoveling stuff and let the man do it. Stop thinking, oh, whatever a man can do, I can do better. First of all, that is not smart. We were created to be in a helper role, a complement, not to be the leaders of the family. And when we are forced into that place, it is not healthy, guys. It's not healthy. And It's more challenging when you're single, of course, because now, of course, I am. And so trying to find those little pockets or those little moments where I can say, hey, will you help me with this? Or hey, will you mind grabbing my suitcase or something like that? I try to find moments to remember that I can still be in my feminine energy even though I'm single. Giving my nervous system a break when I can, even if it means just take something off the list. You've done too much today. It's time to go sit down, read, take a bubble bath, light a candle, meditate, do some journaling, something soft. Save ourselves, ladies, because we don't need to be blowing up cysts in our bodies and getting these weird autoimmune responses, aches and pains, inflammation all over the place, messed up hormonal balances. We don't need to be dealing with all that and the repercussions that can get even way, way, way more serious, which I'm not even going to say the names of that stuff because we don't even want to go there. But I think you know what I'm talking about. So I really hope that this helps somebody. It's not like I'm trying to be dramatic or put all my business in the street or whine and cry about stuff. I really, really just want to help because I don't want you going through this because it was ridiculously painful. And I'm not all the way on the other side, but I'm so grateful that I'm getting there and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So please share this information with anybody that you know that maybe they've got some cysts that showed up or, you know, they want to think about getting rid of something differently. They want to try doing the castor oil pack, research it. Again, make sure that the quality of the castor oil is there. But again, these are just ideas for how to take care of you, not this is what Danielle said you have to do. It's just an alternative way if you choose to try it outside of pills and surgery. So that's my message for today, guys. I hope it helps. And I hope to be here tomorrow. I said that. Yes, I apologize that the last 2 days I was just too uncomfortable, but I'm sure that you understand. And I'm trying to be a reasonable person too. But I can assume with the amount of progress that I've had from yesterday to today, that from today to tomorrow, it'll be enough that I should be able to record again and have these important conversations with you because homeostasis is the goal. Feeling good mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, getting our balance so that we can thrive and get our bouncy energy back. That's where it's at. And that's what I want for me, and that's what I want for you. So until next time, guys, USA.